Pressure. You might have heard of that. And yes, you say, well, pressure is part of the game. The question is, how do you act under pressure? How do you lead under pressure? And how do you especially not fall apart under pressure? How do you actually lead people? How can deal people with these situations when you are under pressure? We have an expert on the matter with us here today. Hello and welcome, Claire Hayek.
Hello, how are you?
Very good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent. And we're getting straight into it. Of course, people often say, let's say high performing executives say, listen, pressure is part of the game. You have to deal with it. And most people say, when you are just exposed to pressure all the time, you will get used to it sooner or later. In your opinion and with your expertise, is that a sustainable concept? Just sitting there and saying, let's just get through it and you will learn by time.
No.
Okay.
Simple answer.
Pretty straightforward answer for the beginning here.
And the
Yeah.
podcast episode is over. No,
Yeah, thank you very much for listening. See you next week.
we're done.
So, why not? And what would be a better approach?
Yeah, it's a very it's a subject that will take way longer than the time we have.
Yeah.
However, I'll say this. I myself, I speak from experience. I've managed high stake project. I was born and raised in Lebanon. I was forged under pressure during the war. I chose engineering, high pressure environment, and then I chose entrepreneurship, triple high pressure environment.
Yeah.
And
And besides
so,
all of that, I think you did an executive MBA with McGill and HEC Montreal while
exactly.
working full time.
Yes, and
Yeah.
while doing that, I started two businesses
Oh, there you are.
simultaneously, one of which is Mind Soul Purpose Team Building. So I know pressure. I thrived under pressure. I know exactly what leaders say when they're like, "Oh my God, that's what drives me." What do you mean that's a
Hmm.
problem? And the thing that actually science proves it otherwise, and you can look it up, and I'm not going to go into details of that, but in a nutshell, it's unsustainable. And it might drive you for reasonable amount of time. It might motivate you, but it's kind of the fake motivation. So you are building patterns, and your nervous system is getting used to these patterns, thriving under pressure. It's more like survival under pressure until we normalize it. Just become the patterns that the everyday for us because that's what we do all the time. So they seem that they're normal, but they're not. Your nervous system is not wired and designed biologically to sustain pressure 24/7. The nervous system and the whole body is wired to sustain pressure in case of danger and survival, not again, 24/7 with a job or high stakes or sustained pressure environment. So nowadays, the unfortunate reality is that we've normalized it, and this is like, this is every day, but it's not. And
Mm.
eventually, it will show up somewhere, whether it shows up in a relationship that doesn't work anymore, in your parenting, suffering, a relationship at work, changing jobs, burnout, hitting a wall, God forbids a cancer, but something will give. And the reason why we're here talking about this, and thank you for having me, by the way, is that I am trying to kind of have that conversation because nobody trains us for this. They don't talk about this in school. Not in the executive MBA either. They talk about it
Mhm.
differently. You need to take care of yourself. You need to have
Resilience is a big
work-life
word. Often then
balance.
build resilience, be a
Resilient.
resilient
Yeah, what does that
leader. Yeah.
mean? Right? But what does
Yeah.
that mean? And you need to regulate your nervous system. Yes, but how do you do that? Oh, well, you need to meditate. Okay, but I don't have time. It's such a big thing, whereas it doesn't have to be. And this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the little things that we could do and just being self-aware of it and changing those patterns because we can, because the brain is neuroplastic, meaning that we can rewire it and change those patterns. So now the brain, the body, the nervous system, everything is working for us and
Hmm.
not against us.
Yeah.
And
So what is
this
it when
is
we get
where
straight
we
into
we
that?
can
What is it
thrive.
that people can actually do to handle pressure better? And also, if I might spoil it here a bit, according to my information, there is going to be a book. It's not out yet as of what I heard, but I think there is a book coming as well from you about this topic. Can you give us an insight and maybe a bit of early sneak peek, maybe?
Yes, absolutely. The book is called Calm Under Fire, and basically the leadership skill no one taught you. That's the subtitle, and it's coming out later in basically in September. You will have all the information on clairehayek.com/book, and on that URL as well. You could join the early readers club, and I
Ah,
would
early
love to
access
have
for
you.
readers here.
So
So they don't have to wait till September 2026. They can get earlier access when they go to clairehayek.com/book it is. Okay, excellent.
exactly, you just sign
Oh,
up,
mm-hmm.
name, email, title, boom,
And
done.
when someone now says, I'm now listening to this podcast, can you give me some quick hints right now? If someone's listening right now saying, look, I'm now on my way to work. I'm already stressed on the way to work. What are things I can do pretty much right now or today that I can implement to handle pressure better?
God, so much. So here's a simple one.
Hmm.
Breathe. Breathe. We forget to breathe. Sometimes we just like, yeah, okay, that's simple. Okay, great. Wow,
Well,
that's
technical
brilliant,
breathing,
Claire.
there's
It's
huge scientific
huge.
research. Technical breathing is something that even Navy SEALs do when they are in war zones, because otherwise they're going to lose the control over the situation. So it is nothing that is
Exactly.
esoterical or anything. There's strong scientific backing for the concept.
Exactly. Take a deep breath, pause. Maybe just as you are driving, if you are driving, listening to this, maybe turn off the noise, the radio, whatever you're listening to, music, etc., and just listen to your thoughts. Listen to, be aware, be self-aware, even if you do it for 60 seconds. But the breath really helps. The breath, first thing, breathe. Take like two, three inhales and a long exhale just to kind of bring down the nervous system, regulate the nervous system, and just kind of observe things around you. Bring your attention to the present moment instead of driving and being completely blindfolded in a way, kind of sleepwalking through the whole thing, right? Be aware of what you're doing. Oh, watch the car in front of you. Oh, look at the tree on the right side. Oh, what about the windshield? Oh, there's a little thing on the windshield. I didn't know. It's simple. It's silly. But what we're doing is we're bringing our sensory involved in the whole experience, which brings us to the present moment, which slows down our nervous system, which regulates us, which calms us down instantly. And
Mm,
then now we're a bit self-aware, we're a bit more present. The thing that matters the most is being aware of what your thoughts are. What are you telling yourself? What is that dialogue saying? Is it serving you?
mm,
And one thing, if you're in a specific state and you're feeling whether rushed, frustrated, overwhelmed, self-doubting, spiraling down, whatever it is, watch the thoughts and make a constant effort, a consistent effort to change the dialogue. For instance, I am gonna be late. I'm running late. Oh my God, I'm running late. I'm gonna be late. Just pause and say, I'm gonna be right on time. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show up 5 minutes early. Even if maybe somewhere inside you, you know you're gonna be late. Just do
mm-hmm,
it because the change is the whole thing and it calms you down. Maybe you will make it on time. I swear to God, I've tried this so many times. And maybe I wasn't 5 minutes late because I'm always late. Maybe I
mm-hmm,
wasn't 5 minutes late, but I was on time. And then when you kind of slow down time and you look at your watch and you go, oh my God, I have plenty of time. And you have like 8 minutes. It works. That's just one trick, but just it doesn't matter if it's time. It could be something else. Oh, I'm gonna totally. I'm not gonna do well on this presentation. Oh, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna be
mm-hmm,
so good, and everybody's gonna be listening to me. And there's a reason for this. Is basically what you tell yourself is exactly what you're filtering in your experience.
mm. We
It's
can
like when you
self-regulate our own thoughts, our own minds on certain matters. I have an additional question here because let's face it, we are not always working not everyone listening to this will work in a perfect work environment. What do you say when
first.
some people say, look, my leader says some people are made for it, some people are not made for it. Some people are cut out for this, some people are not. You can either handle the stress or you're going to break under the stress. It's all your choice. How to deal with leaders who are a bit on the side of the toxic trait leadership path, and they say, look, you handle it or you break, your problem, never my problem. How do I deal with people who almost deliberately misuse their position of power and put me under pressure even in completely unreasonable ways?
So if I'm talking to the person being spoken to that way, what I would say is you gotta believe me and look at the science and the research. you are not, you can wire in the pattern of handling pressure. And this is what this book is all about. And there's a lot of methods and there's a lot of ways to do it. And it's literally a system that you can build within yourself. But the only thing you could do is control yourself. I hate the word control. Regulate yourself. Be aware of yourself and literally change your pattern and how you react so it serves you. You can do it. That's scientifically proven.
Yeah.
Now the difference is, do you want to do it or not? Do you feeling the pain of not doing it? Do you want to be better? Do you want to play at the level you were built for? Or do you want to continue to play small? And this is not putting people down. It's just making people aware that we are all talented. We are all have that level of you're playing at that high level. We're all capable. It's just that we don't choose. You have to choose that for yourself. Now,
Mm.
for the boss or the leader saying this stuff, you know what? Maybe that person developed that resilience to pressure because they wired that pattern, that survival pattern for years and a lot of experience. So it doesn't mean that they're really handling pressure very well. They just
Mm.
know how to manage it, but it's not really, that's not calm under fire.
Yeah.
That is not calm under fire. And however, what I say to them is make sure that you model that calm authority, that positive reinforcement, that encouragement, that empathy. And when you do it in yourself and you regulate yourself, the rest will follow. The other people will be inspired and will model what you are modeling. If you're modeling toxicity, well, that's what you're going to get.
Mm.
It's very important that leaders, most often that I talk to, C-suite, CEOs, CEOs, etc., they always say, the problem is my team is this and my team is that. And the first question I ask, and I say, what about you? Have you thought of it? Have you been observing yourself? Have you been self-aware? Have you done any work on yourself? And this is not therapy I'm talking about. Being self-aware, making sure that you are wiring in those good, positive reinforcement, empowering patterns in yourself, because all you could do is perfect yourself. And once you do, everybody else will be inspired to do the same. But you
Mm.
cannot force it on people.
Yeah. And I think this is a really good point here. When now people, as the final question of this interview, when now people say, hey, I think this is exactly the message we need. Either we need someone who helps us with training or coaching or a keynote speaker for our event. And some people might wonder, how can we actually get Claire to our events or to help my business, my company? So my final question for the interview is, how can people get in touch with you?
Very easy. My name is Claire Hayek. My website is clairehayek.com. Just
Hmm.
go on the website and contact me. You can just reach out. We can, pretty much my work involves either keynotes or the pressure proof leadership system, which I
Which is
install
trademarked by yourself. I saw
literally
that
in
it's trademarked. Yeah.
organizations.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's trademarked by yourself. I saw that it's your own trademark, the pressure
Yes,
proof
pressure
leadership.
proof
Yeah.
leadership. And it's
Yeah.
literally a system. This is not a workshop we install.
Mm.
It's a system that we install. So we're
Yeah.
changing behavior. And it's typically in the C-suite level. And then that trickles down to the organization.
Yeah.
And that's the best way you can do it, because I'll tell you one thing. One day workshop is not gonna change patterns. And this is why I call it a system, because this is an everyday
Mm.
practice. And it
Yeah.
just comes naturally. And you don't have to stop and do 30-minute meditation. I'm
Yeah.
talking about quick resets, 60 seconds before a meeting.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. And that's why it works.
Brilliant. I think these are the perfect final words. You see, this is the way how you can change things, and Claire is the person to talk to. And remember, Calm Under Fire, the leadership skill no one taught you, is the book you need to read. Claire, at the end of this podcast and videocast, there's only one thing left for me to say. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.